Good morning. Join me this morning on the banks of a local river. Just sort of come out for a few hours. It's going to be bright today, but I think there's still going to be a few fish feeding. Just thought I'd come out just for a few hours, just around the week off. Sat on an area known locally is the Wissy mouth. The River Wissy itself runs into the Ouse, just across the way there. There's no movement on the water. It's very clear, but this area is quite deep. Probably around about, I think it's about 17, 18 foot deep maximum in the channel there. So what I've actually chosen to do, I've set up 2 feeder rods. I'm going to fish one 3 parts the way over, and I've sort of cast out, when I cast out with an ounce bomb, and I sort of counted it down and pulled it back till it dropped off that far shelf. So I know I'm fishing just at the, I'm clipped up and I'm just fishing at the bottom of the shelf. The second line, I'm going to be fishing down the middle. All I've done is cast it out and clipped it up. Like I say, that's going to be round about 17, 18 foot deep maximum there. I've set both the rods up from scratch this morning, and what I did straight away was the 12 foot rod I cast out, and I actually put a complete tub of ground bait, caster and corn, deposit it on the 3/4 line. So like I say, I set them up from scratch. I haven't even put a hook length on yet. So the 12 foot line is Cadence CR10 12 foot feeder. I've got that with an 1.5 ounce tip. I've got 5 pound main line on the CS10 4000 reel, 5 pound main line, and as you can see there, I've got a shock leader of 6 pound. That all comes down to a 2-inch link. I've got a stop bead and a twizzled loop, and as you can see there, I've got one of the Guru bait hook feeders. This one is the 20 gram. Like I say, that's what I've done. I've literally emptied an entire pot, one of the Guru tubs, using one of these, clipped up on that 3/4 line. Putting that probably just over 1/4 of a pint of caster and about 1/4 of a tin of corn. So there's a fair bit of bait out there, and that's going to be my positive line. The more negative line, I'm going to fish down the middle. I've not put any bait in whatsoever there. Probably just fish worm in corn, a little bit of chopped worm in the feeder, but when I actually start on the 3/4 line, I'm going to, even though I've put a lot of food out there, like I say, I'm going to fish it positive. I'm going to put a lot of chopped worm in, plenty of caster in corn, and I'm going to keep that bait going in. Hopefully might get 1 or 2 bream. Like I say, even though it's a little bit bright, might get 1 or 2 bream, possibly some big skimmers. There's also an outside chance might even get a tench. So that's that line. The middle line, very similar, except I'm fishing Cadence 11 foot number 1 feeder. Now this is only been recently released. What makes it different from the number 2 is actually it's a 3-piece rod, where the number 2 version is a 2-piece. Steve Whitfield, I believe, had a lot of input in this. Very good bream angler up in the north, and with the 3-piece is actually made it a softer rod, which is perfect for the skimmers that inhabit all along the Ouse. I've got that again rigged up with an 1.5 ounce tip. Got no shock leader. I'm fishing a 4 pound main line, and it's a Cadence CS5 reel. Now most of my reels are CS10 or CS8, but I saw this reel, and it's, again, like all the ranges, very smooth, 9-ball bearings. It's actually a carbon composite body, so it's very, very light, and like I say, like all the reels, it's very smooth. So it's a nice light reel, on a nice light rod. Nice soft action, hopefully down that middle line. Like I say, I'm going to fish it quite negative to start with, see how the fish respond. If I need to start putting in some loose offerings in the feeder, I will, but I'm going to fish it quite negative just to see what's about. Again, got a 2-inch link and a twizzled loop there. Like I say, I haven't got any hook lengths on. I haven't even decided, you know, what feeder I'm going to be using just yet. So we're going to finish these rigs off and just see, you know, sort of how we're going to approach it then. So I'll sort this one out first. So on the bottom of the twizzled loop, I've just got a small loop there. What I'm going to attach on there is a quick change bead. But I have to change the bins over so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right. Yeah, Joe 90. Right. So on the 4 pound, I've got some quick change swivel beads. On the 4 pound, I'm actually going to be using a size 12 swivel. So all I'm doing there, where I've got the loop, just push it through the eye of the swivel, like so, and just feed it through, then feed the quick change all the way back through, then pull it back on itself. That's it, it's as simple as that. It's got a little rubber sleeve with, there's a hook there which you can put your hook length in. So while we're on that subject, we'll put one on. So I'm going to predominantly be fishing worm and corn. I'm going to fish a size 16 hook. So I've got this attached to 012 Shimano Aspire, and it's a size 16 Guru LWGF. So all you need to do is where you've got the small hook at the end, just put your hook length straight into it, slide the sleeve over the top. Say size 16 hook. Clip that in there. Because I'm going to be fishing, like I say, I'm going to be fishing down the middle, so it's not a long cast. Don't really need to worry about a heavy feeder or anything like that. But because I'm going to put a little bit of chopped worm in, I'm more than likely going to use one of the Preston feeders. It's they're called plug-it feeders. The simple reason, you can put a fair amount of bait in, chopped worm, and it's got a solid bit in the middle, which, as the name suggests, you can plug each end without the worm or caster oozing out. Keep all my different lots of feeders in separate bags. Most of those in there are distance feeders. Got a selection here. So there's a 20-gram plug-it feeder. That's what we're going to fish on this one. Link slide up the line. That's it. That rod is now ready to go. You see there, the twizzled loop is longer than what the feeder is, and that aids to stop any sort of wrap backs or anything like that. the 12 foot. Take the distance one off. Like so, I've put a fair amount of bait out there. The 12 foot one, again, I'm going to use a plug it feeder. Probably going to look to go for 30 gram. Actually, changed my mind. I'm actually going to use one of the Guru distance feeders. So even though I put a fair amount of bait in, I'm not going to use a massive feeder. So I'm going to use a 20 gram. Because the weight's at the bottom as well, they cast like a dart. Again, as you can see there, the twizzled loop is longer than what the feeder is. Put them out of the way before we kick it up. So you've got selection there if I need to change throughout the day. Right. So on the slightly heavier one, slightly bigger swivel, which is a size 12, paddle light, size 10, size 12 on the other one. Because I've got a shock leader, it's a slightly bigger knot, so I use a slightly bigger swivel. And literally, that's it. Pull it back on itself, and that's it attached. Hook length. Because there's an outside chance that there's could possibly get a bonus fish out there. Got plenty to choose from. I'm actually going to go for so I'm going to fish predominantly worming corn. I'm going to go for a size 16 matrix SW feeder, and I've tied that to 013 Guru end gauge, 28 inch in length, which is exactly the same on the other rod. Just hook it on, slide the sleeve over, and that's this rod ready to go. There you go, that's a size 16 matrix SW feeder. So I've put a fair amount of bait out there, so I'm actually going to start on that line. Let's put all the feeders back. Just pin that back on there. Stick it back in. Like I say, I've got plenty to go at. Size 16, size 14, 16 SW, 14 LWGF, both tied to fluorocarbon. Got my LWGFs there, SW feeders there, and those are actually eyed hooks which are on hair rigs for if I want to fish the hair rig worm.